Hey y'all, welcome to the Suburban Stitcher podcast. My name is Diane and today is May the 4th, 2017. So happy May the 4th to those of you who like it. I'm indifferent. I don't like Star Wars. And I think I've just alienated half of my followers. Sorry. It's not that I don't like it. I'm just indifferent. But anyway, happy May the 4th to you. Anyway, tomorrow is a holiday that I can totally get behind. Cinco de Mayo. So happy early Cinco de Mayo. I hope that you have a margarita or nachos or chips and queso or something in your future tomorrow because Cinco de Mayo. Anyway, I hope that y'all are having a lovely Thursday or Friday or whenever this actually gets on the internet. I am enjoying the day today. It has been a productive week. I have been busy dyeing up all of your pre-orders for the Hohi Starting Point Mystery Knit Along, her mystery wrap, and I'm just so in love with that yarn that is about to head out into the world. I'm just so happy with how it turned out, and I cannot wait to see all of your projects. Like I said, I've been super busy. I have a couple of announcements that are just sort of housekeeping things. The first is I have several winners from either just weekly giveaways or even as far back as the Rainbow Along. So it's been like 6 weeks or so. I'm going to give you just another week or until the next episode to contact me to see if you've won something, to contact me. Make sure you go back and watch the previous episodes. I can't remember. If I can remember, I will link it, in the show notes or something. But make sure you go back and watch where I announce the winners because you are going to want to win these prizes. It's free yarn and bags. So you're going to want to win, right? I am going to also leave, because of that, because I have people that haven't contacted me, I'm going to leave the Queen City yarn giveaway open for one more week, and that was for a skein of your choice up to a $30 value from their shop. So you're going to go over to the Ravelry group, make sure you follow the prompts and follow any instructions or whatever there, and yeah, so that's what you're going to do with that one. And let's see, the last announcement is the Around Your Neck KAL is coming back. I'm so excited. I really only do 2 knit alongs a year. I do the Rainbow Along. Oh my gosh, seriously? My phone can be quiet all day, and then during the 45 minutes that I decide to tape an episode, it has to go crazy. Okay, so the Around Your Neck KAL, I think I was saying I really only do 2 knit alongs a year, the Rainbow Along and the Around Your Neck KAL. So if this is your first year with Suburban Stitcher, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I do a knit along every summer, June, July, and August, that I call the Around Your Neck KAL. And that means that anything that you knit that you wear around your neck, whether it is a wrap, stole, cowl, shawl, neck warmer, that's pretty much it. If it's a garment, then no. If it is one of those wear like a poncho, even though it doesn't have arms, I would say no, because that's really more of a garment, piece of outerwear, not an accessory. So if it is in the accessory neck category in Ravelry, then it fits there. And if you are questioning that or can dispute me, then feel free to do so. But it's just anything you wear around your neck. Hopefully that's very self-explanatory. I am going to have more information coming soon about sponsors and prizes and all sorts of things. But just know right now that whips count. So anything that you're working on, a shawl or a cowl, this is your chance to finish it up. You can double, triple, quadruple, octuple dip in any other cowl that's going on. So if you're knitting a mauve shawl right now for the mauve along with Volan Vine and Adelaide Cottage, then you can count that. If you are participating in Stash Dash and have 3 shawls that you can finish this summer as part of Stash Dash, then you can count them for the around your neck cowl as well. Let's see what else is going on. If you are knitting something that is inspired by your pet, as part of the Yarn Hoarder pet knit along and you want to count that, awesome. If you are counting something for extra points for Zombie Knitpocalypse, you can count it. So think about anything you can possibly double, triple dip in and you can do it. So that's it for announcements. Like I said, I'll be starting a thread and, you know, getting kind of all of that underway soon, but that's kind of where we stand right now. Okay, so let's get on with the knitting. I do have show notes today because every time I don't do them, my brain stops working. So I also have some lights in today because I just really feel like I need them sometimes. And today, even though I can get it bright, I feel like the colors aren't accurate unless I have lights. So, so there we go. All right. So finished objects. I have 3 finished objects this week, which I cannot even believe. The first is I finished my Romy Hill mystery shawl. Now this is unblocked, but it is done. So as you can see, it will definitely block out a ton bigger. It's about a little over 600, I think 660 yards total. So it's going to just be huge. It's a bunch of lace and it's going to stretch out and block out. But here it is. So it is a half pie shaped. I don't know if you can tell as well on here, but it is completely perfect half circle, even though it's off center, and I don't know how that works, but it totally works, and that's kind of amazing to me. But yeah, so right now I can stretch it out to my wingspan, and that's with it not being blocked and not the looseness that, you know, comes from it being wet and blocking it. The reason I haven't blocked it is, and for those that don't know me, and I don't know if I've ever really talked about this on the show, I am one of those weirdos that unless there is something really, really extenuating circumstance, I finish a project and weave in my ends immediately. I block it immediately, and it's like it's going. The reason for that is because otherwise it wouldn't happen. And I do knit a lot of things, but I also don't feel like I finish a ton of stuff just because I start a lot of things. So when I finish something, I'm like, okay, weave it in, finish it, go. And I love blocking shawls. I love watching them transform, pinning out the edges. Like, I totally love that. I know, I'm weird. So the reason I did not block this immediately is because I have ordered a new set of blocking wires. Because this is a perfect half circle, I wanted to get some flexible blocking wires to thread through this bottom edge so that I can get perfect little points here. I'll take pictures when I'm blocking to show you. I do currently own straight blocking wires that will be perfect for getting a nice flat straight edge here along the top, but I do not own the bendable kind. And so between the bendable kind and blocking, you know, T-pins and everything, I'm really you know, very excited and optimistic about how I'm going to be able to get nice points and everything with this. So I did get a notice, I think that it shipped yesterday or today. So I cannot remember the brand, but I will put a link in the show notes. And then of course, once I use them, I'll talk about them again. And I purchased them with my money. This was not a paid review or anything like that. It's just, I am getting a new thing and I will let you know how it goes. I love this last little clue and the bind off. It's got this really, it's going to have just so many big loops and fun things to block out that are going to be tedious but gorgeous when it's all done. So this is sort of finished but not quite finished. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I finished, and you'll have to bear with me, I should have done this before. We started, and I did not. I did not put them on the blockers. But I finished my April Desert Vista Dye Works socks. It was down to the day, to the hour. Not quite to the hour, but I finished them on the afternoon of the 30th, which is cutting it way too close for my taste. But these are my April Desert Vista Dye Works socks. The yarn is Desert Vista Dye Works in the Zombody RU colorway, which is after the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. I absolutely love these colors, and y'all are going to see some dog hair on these because I finished them and I was at the baseball fields and my feet were freezing cold because a cold front was coming through and I was wearing flip-flops. So I put them on, which meant that they got a little bit dirty, and I washed them. And then, you know, once things get washed and walked around here, then there's dog hair. Like, that's just reality. So, but I love the colors. I really love this like rosy pink with the light blue and the royal blue. I absolutely love them. So this is my standard recipe, my kind of go-to thing that I do for self-striping socks. It is a Turkish cast on. I cast on for 32 stitches total, 16 on each needle, and knit a sock tube. I increase up to 64 stitches. Then I knit a sock tube. This was, I believe, 5 repeats of the striping sequence and about 24 rounds of ribbing, basically one striping sequence of ribbing. And then I go in at the very last step and I cut in an afterthought heel. So that is that. And for those that asked, that will ask, because I think I get this just about every time. The recipe that I use for the afterthought heel is based on a video that my good friend Cherie Kirby Werby put out, and that is found on YouTube. You can Google afterthought heel Kirby Werby, and it's there. What she does, and I think she even says in the video that this isn't her idea, that it's, you know, Laura Neal or someone brilliant and smart, is in order to get no gaps, you leave the last 2 stitches not picked out, like when you pick out the row that you cut. Last 2 stitches on each side, you kind of just knit those, you leave them there, you don't unravel them, and you just kind of knit over them, and that helps to not have gaps. Also, I knit 4 to 5 rounds straight knitting before I start the decreasing, and that gives me just that much more width in this area, this measurement right here. So it gives me a few more extra rounds right there to give me less gapping, I guess, if that makes sense, or less pulling, not less gapping, less pulling at the ankle. So that is the first pair of socks that I finished. The second pair that I finished is this is my yarn, and these are not washed yet. You can tell because they still have their little line on the side. Kind of a reverse ladder almost. These are my Poor Provincial Town socks, which was my hand-dyed yarn that I dyed, I guess, created this colorway a month or so ago for Beauty and the Beast. So I have 2 that are done, and I will hold it close so you can see the yarn. It's sort of made this like little bitty micro stripes with a blue and then a bunch of speckles in there. So it's like Belle is just wandering through the town, which was exactly what I wanted it to look like. This, I also did a Turkish cast on, increase up to 64 stitches. This is a Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and the yarn that I used is One Twisted Tree in the Girls Night Out colorway, which I think is the perfect purple to sort of go with the purples that are in the sock. So that is my second pair. Oh, and these are also a 2x2 rib. So that is all my finished objects, which is a lot and exciting. And now those are 2 new pairs of socks that get to go in my sock drawer, which is always exciting. So works in progress. I have so many. The other exciting thing about all my works in progress is it's all Suburban Stitcher yarn, which I say all my works in progress, all the ones that I'm currently actively working on. The first thing I will show you is a mystery knit along. So if you are participating in the Boo Knits mystery knit along that is called Just Be You, the first clue came out on Monday. The second one comes out Friday this week, which Friday, May 5th. So whenever this posts, the second clue comes out Friday, May 5th. I have completed the first clue, and I'll show you the yarn first. This is the Merino Yak Silk single ply lace weight yarn that I'm testing out for the shop. And spoiler alert, I really like it. It is super thin, so I mean it is definitely a lace weight. I have not knit with a lace in quite a while, so it is interesting after so much fingering weight to get even smaller. But I really enjoy it. This colorway is unnamed, but kind of looks like lavender to me. just kind of the most boring name ever, but it's really, that's what it looks like. Yeah, this color right there is very accurate. It's like a dusty lavender. So if you have a name idea, then feel free to pass it along. So I'm going to show the shawl now, so if you are wanting it to be a mystery, then look away. But kind of have a feeling that most people, there's not a lot of you that are knitting this, I don't think. This shawl is called Just Be You, and holding it upside down, but here is what I've done so far. I'll hold it right side up, even though that's just, it's a lot harder to get it. It was a very short first clue, which worries me a little bit for the next one. But you can see that it is, starts off right away putting some beads in. And there are these little like elongated oval looking stitches that create, or the lace, like oval lace, and then it's got 2 beads at the top and 1 on the bottom there. I can tell there's this stitch on every single one that I don't know if I'm going to need to do a knit through the back loop or what on these, but you can see like right there on every single one there's like this extra hole, and that's not a mistake. It's just that stitch is getting too loose for me. Yeah, it's right there on all of them. That stitch is getting too loose, and yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to snug that up on the future ones. But overall, I really like it. I love lace and beads so, so much. I don't know if you can tell the color, but it is sort of an iridescent lavender. So they should stand out nicely when it's all done. Here, oh, it says rainbow light purple. So that is the, and I think it looks nice with the yarn. So overall, very pleased with this project so far. The next clue comes out tomorrow, and I cannot wait. The next, I'm going to move this back here, just out of the way. I've got so many things. The next thing that I've been working on is also a shawl. I am using my March hair kit that I made this March. I'm using the yarn for it. So this is Suburban Stitcher hand-dyed yarn, and this is my sock, just Suburban Stitcher sock, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And I am knitting another Boo Knits shawl called Love in a Mist. And I think I've done quite a bit since the last time I showed this to you, if I've showed it at all, but I'm pretty sure that I have. So I am almost done with the stockinette top portion. And I'm going to hold that close so that you can see the colors because they are gorgeous. So I just love the delicate blues and pinks that pop out in here with the greens. I love, 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 love the whole thing. If I do say so myself, I'm just very happy with how this one is turning out. And then it's got the speckles of like a pinky brown, if that makes any sense. Kind of those darker speckles that you can see. So like I said, this one is called Love in a Mist, and I am just about done with the very top stockinette portion, maybe 4 or 6 more straight stockinette rows, and then I get to start the lace, which is exciting. And I have finally confirmed and decided 100% that I will be using these dark pink beads. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so there's this, and then these dark pink beads. And they're going to look so great. Just super excited about them. About the whole thing, which is why I'm like zooming away on this project. I tend to knit socks at night and kind of my shawls during the day. During, you know, when dye is setting or different little break times, or kind of during my lunch. I take a lunch break every day when I can, when I have time, and that's usually when I knit on shawls. So socks tend to be easier for me, like brain space wise, to work on at night. And I have 2 socks that I have been sharing my time with. They are in my Studio in the Green Alice in Wonderland bag. And this is a sock sack, and I always carry 2 socks in it at all times, like 2 pairs, and it works just fine. This is holding 2 different socks, so 2 full skeins of yarn, plus 2 patterns and everything, and it's just fine. So if you're wanting a size review on her bags, the first one that I will show you. Both of these patterns are by Olivia, This Handmade Life on Ravelry. That's Olivia Villarreal, and she has just released a bunch of sock patterns and put them out on Ravelry. So I'm all tangled up here. So the first one that I'm working on is called At the Vicarage, and I am knitting it in my hand-dyed yarn. This is So sorry if you're wanting to see lots of other yarns, this isn't the week. And I'm doing this because I have Zombie Apocalypse coming up where I need to have shop samples. So these are my shop samples for upcoming retreats and, you know, different things like that. So that's a better color. This is At the Vicarage. It is by Olivia Villarreal of This Handmade Life. And so you can see that it's sort of just very easy lace pattern. The stitches are just sort of waving. It's gonna see like there and there, which is perfect. Like this is just speckled enough so that, oh my gosh, and you can see that sparkle, right? Woohoo, so pretty. So I'm very happy with it. I'm following her pattern exactly so far. So I have followed her directions for a toe, which gives me a much pointier toe than I'm accustomed to, and it's kind of fun to try something different. So that is At the Vicarage out of my yarn, and the colorway, I don't remember if I said, the Predictability colorway. But I just love the sparkle on that. And it's Gold Stellina. The second sock that I'm working on is, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you because I think that we're at the point now where we can talk about this. This is sort of shop news and up and coming. I am knitting a yet to be released pattern by Olivia out of my yarn. This is the kit that we have coming out on Monday, May 8th, right? Yep, May 8th. And the yarn, oh my gosh, it's so hard to get this color because it's so delicate. But it is a very, let's see if I can get that to show at all. Just there's no way to get it without blowing it out. Sorry, I know I keep moving it around a bunch. But it's very light, obviously, but it has pale peaches and light blues and light pinks. This is my regular Suburban Stitcher sock base, and here is the pattern so far. This kit we're calling the Primrose kit. So here is the sock. Pretty little floral lace that I absolutely love. So it's just going to be, yeah, you can tell it's sort of variegated from back here. It's going to be just a very pretty, delicate, lacy sock. I mean, it's just so pale. So pale and pretty. I am absolutely in love with how this color turned out. The bag, I don't have a finished bag within reach. I do have this fabric that I will show you. So here is one of the bag outsides. So it's going to be my regular sock side zipper bag with this pretty, delicate little flowers. I love the little bees. And a kind of denim colored cotton linen bottom. And then of course with zipper pulls and all of my normal hardware and all of the normal things that you expect from Suburban Stitcher, from bags. So that is it for my works in progress. Oh, I feel like it just got way bright in here all of a sudden. Let's see, maybe if I sit closer then I won't. I don't know. I feel like it's blowing me out all of a sudden. The joys of lighting and cameras. Okay, so up and coming knitting and projects and all sorts of things. I have 3 things that I'm about to cast on. I don't care. I love them all. I will be casting on for the Hohi Mystery Knit Along next week. I think that's next Friday. I'm so excited. I will be casting on out of my Floral Bouquet kit that I put out. I think most of y'all liked that kit. It was the one with the pale pinks and kind of a peachy color and sage green and dark, very dark gothic-y looking purple, and this speckle. This is actually a speckle from that kit. So, and it's called Floral Bouquet. So that is in the shop right now, by the way. Also, a predictability skein is in there. And Tandoori. Look at those pretty things. You know you want them all on glitter sock. Anyway, tangent. So I will be casting on the Hohi Mystery Knit Along. I will be casting on, as soon as I finish this shawl, that is the Love in a Mist, the one out of my March Hare kit. As soon as I finish that one, I will be casting on for Fairy Hill, which is the brand new pattern that was released today. Shawl number 1 from the Shawl Society by Curious Handmade. Let me show you my yarn. I'm so excited. It is also Suburban Stitcher yarn because I'm obsessed with knitting my yarn right now. But it is in this gorgeous, deep, kind of burgundy purple color. It has lots of light and dark areas in it. You can see lots of lights and darks. So this will be the main color. I'm going to knit the medium size because I'm not a small girl, I'm a medium to large girl. And then that's not body shaming, that's just reality. And then this will be the accent border. So I will have these two colors, which I think will be very pretty. And then my beads are this really pretty iridescent purples and greens and blues, which I think look gorgeous with this. And they're the right tone, like they're dark, so they're going to be pretty, but they'll also show up. So that is something that's going to get cast on soon. The last thing will be my May Desert Vista Dye Work socks, and I have caked it up. I did that yesterday, and this colorway is called Knows Your Name, and it is inspired by Cheers. So the Knows Your Name colorway. And that is what is up and coming as far as projects that I will be casting on very soon. Hello lovelies, I just have a couple of things to show you this week. I did receive another order from Sucra Miniatures. I'm going to leave it in this bag because I think it's just easier to show this way. But I got these two little ghosties with rabbit ears. One is holding a peep and the other one is holding a Cadbury egg. So super duper cute. Right there. And I have no outstanding orders from her anymore. I'm all caught up for now until I find something else that I have to have. And then the other Hello Lovely is not something that I can show, but I will try to put some pictures in. I have just bought a bunch of succulents for my house. So houseplants are making me happy. I have just really, I've just really been excited about getting some greenery and some different things in the house. And so I purchased a bunch of succulents, most of which I got online at a store called Leaf and Clay. And I discovered that from someone that I follow on Instagram who has been doing a lot of succulent gardening, and I'm totally just inspired by all of that. So I got some succulents, and that's really fun. So that's my Hello Lovely. Shop news. I showed you a couple of the skeins that are in there right now. There are still some bags, tons of whip binders, tons and tons and tons and tons of whip binders. I have, I could show you, because I think we're past the time, right? I only have this like not finished all the way bag because I had an extra one, and this will probably go to Zombie Apocalypse with me. But this was the bag for the April kit. So it was these crocheted granny squares and this charcoal black linen bottom. And the yarn that went with it, and they're, it's hand dyed, so they're all a little bit different, but this one was called Granny Square. Which one of these is the best representative of it? Well, they're kind of, your skein that went out to you if you got this kit could look anything like any of the above. So this one is like very highly speckled. It's called Granny Square. So it's kind of a gray background with just a cacophony of colors of speckles. And it could have been a lot lighter, like some of these. Here's these. This one kind of got a lot of greens. This one seemed to get a lot of blues and pinks. So Granny Square, that was the April. Oh, and I just think it looked really, really good with the kit. So that's how that turned out. So that was the April kit. Like I have mentioned, on Monday, the kit for the Primrose yarn and bags and a copy of the pattern for the socks will be in there as well. So that comes out on Monday, I think at noon. I think is what I said. Pretty sure. Yes, Monday, May 8th at noon. There it is. So Monday, May 8th at noon, there will be kits. They'll be priced around $50 depending on what base of yarn you get. So it could be, if you get the sparkle base, the glitter base, then it's a little more expensive. If you get the sock base, then it's a little less expensive, but within $2 or $3 of the same price. But right around $50, if that gives you an idea. And that will get you a zippered bag, a sock size bag, a skein of yarn, and the pattern. And then once those sell out, I will also have a la carte yarn if you are just interested in the Primrose yarn colorway. Then this will go up a la carte after that, after the kit sells out. Then the following week, which it will be on a Wednesday, and let me look at the actual date, May 17th, I will have another kit going up for sale, and this is part of the Actually Knitting podcast, KAL, which is podcaster along, knit along, and this is the fabric for the bags for that one. I pulled these colors from Michelle's logo, which is a teal and kind of a mustardy yellow and gray. And I found this fabric and thought it was perfect. So there'll be this really kind of fun retro tulip bags, and then a coordinating skein of yarn to go with it. And I think both of these kits, Primrose and the tulips, are extremely limited in number. So if you are at all interested, then you need to make sure that you get on it pretty quickly, because the bags, I can certainly dye a lot more yarn. The bags themselves are limited. So if you want the complete kit, you need to jump on that pretty quickly at the release time, because they're getting announced here on my Instagram, on, the respective Instagrams and podcasts of those other people that I'm coordinating with. So it's a much, wider audience that is looking for these kits than just my normal Suburban Stitcher crowd. So just make sure, like I said, that if you're interested in them, that you get on it pretty quickly. So that is shop update news. I have just some other little new colorways and experiments and things. I threw in a couple to the shop last week, and some of y'all got those, so yay. I think I had Cactus Blossom and Underwater Princess, which was super pretty. I have a new colorway that's called Leaves of Grass. Not inspired by the book, but just because that's a cool name and it looks like it. So Leaves of Grass is going to be in the shop maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, sometime soon. So that will go in the shop. And I have a couple of other colorways that are drying that will be popping up in there as well. So the other thing that I will say is that if any of you are interested in yarn/kits for things like the Fairy Hill shawl, or if you're wanting more Joji kits, contact me, send me a message on Ravelry or on Etsy, actually is probably better, and I would be happy to work with you. So just contact me and let me know. Bags will be trickling into the shop here and there. I've got these 2 kits going, which is taking up a lot of my bag making time, but then kind of once that's done, then I will be much more readily popping things into the shop as far as bags. In between, of course, prepping for Zombie Knitpocalypse. It's just all the things, right? All the things. So anyway, I hope that y'all have a great week, a great however long it is until the next time we speak. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.